Welcome everybody, Sarah O'Connor here again. So the first video in this series was the very basic foundational understanding of the 9 breathings. So if you haven't looked at that one, please make sure you do that one first, because when you do the Tsa Lungs, it's important to do the 9 breathings first. So going to move on to the upward moving lung, which clears the crown chakra, third eye, but it also clears the senses. And remember that these practices are a very basic introduction, and we will go into more detail in the future with some other videos. So I'll take you through the basic movement first. So it's a combination of mental focus, movement of the body, and a retention of breath. And in all of the Tsa Lungs, those 3 things are involved. So the first movement would be with the breath held in. You turn the head to the left 5 times, slowly with your attention focused at the crown, third eye area. And you hold the focus there and the breath is held in. And then you go 5 times to the right. And then at the end of the movements, the breath is finally released. And with that, we release the blockages. And the breath is released from the junction of the 3 channels. The breath is a double inhale, and the reason for this is we breathe in, so we pull in the prana and the oxygen. And then the second breath amplifies the energy and it warms the prana. So we breathe in on top. And then the breath is retained until all the movements have been finished. So if you're struggling with these practices, then don't try to do 5 at once. Build it up slowly. Maybe just do 1 rotation of the head each side and then exhale, and slowly build up that practice. So be careful. Make sure that you've asked your doctor if these practices are suitable for you, as there's a retention of breath, and take personal responsibility. So let me just show you the breath again. So you would have your focus here at the crown of the head. We'd do a double inhale. Hold the breath in, turn the head 5 times left, 5 times right, and then once you've done that, holding the focus in this region of the body. So I'll do that breath again. So the breath comes from here, the junction of the 3 channels, so finding the navel, and it's down here, making sure that the breath is coming out from there. And it's like a slow movement first, so you're building that energy coming upwards, and then finally it's almost as if it's when it gets to the solar plexus is that final push up and out. And I always like to imagine that the top of my head is a bit like a whale's blowhole, so it's releasing the energy here. So we're going to use this Tsa Lung, the upward moving lung, which is the element of earth moving upwards and out, to clear the obscurations of our mind and our senses, to bring about clarity. So our senses are overloaded all the time. Our ears, particularly our sight, we watch a lot of information that can be very toxic. Smell, taste, hearing, touch, all of these things we're going to clear. So spine nice and straight. I'll take you through 3 rounds of the practice. Eyes closed. Bring your attention to the top of the head, to the senses, and just take a moment to reflect on what blocks clarity. And if you find that's difficult for you to reflect on, don't worry, just keep the attention at the crown of the head, because the movements work of themselves. But you also might find that when you bring your attention to the top of the head, that you get a particular image. Maybe you get a sensation or a memory, or maybe there's a dialogue. All of that is fine. We're all completely different. So whatever arises, There may be a sense of heaviness or cloudiness in the head as well. So just bringing your attention to the head and holding the mental focus in this region throughout the exercise, so connecting to what blocks the crown and the third eye area. Breathe in. Breathe in on top. Hold the breath. Form the movements. Good. Now feeling that energy coming out through the top of the head. And when you're ready to inhale, imagine pulling in a beautiful, huge beam of white light, and it clears even further into this top area. And that second exhale after you've pulled in the light, just have a sigh out if you feel that it's natural for you to want to do that. And what I've also found over the years of doing this practice is that sometimes I need to clear my energy body by wafting near the third eye, the top of the head. Sometimes there's a tapping. So this isn't something that I've been taught within the lineage, which is from the Bon Tibetan tradition. And my teacher is Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. It's something that's come from my experience of working with the energy body for the past 30 years. So it's an intuitive response to it. So if it feels right for you, do the same thing. So let's have another round. Focusing at the top of the head, around the third eye, and just taking a moment to reflect on what blocks that area, what blocks the clarity of your mind. And remember, that could just be you bringing your attention to the top of the head, or you might have images, memories, a sense of heaviness or stickiness. Whatever it is for you is fine. Holding the attention on that area of the body. Take a breath in. Breathe in on top. Hold. Be aware of a sense of that energy clearing. And when you're ready, visualize a beam of light coming into the top of the head. Maybe having a sigh out on that second exhale. And again, this beam of light is something that has come intuitively towards me over the many years of practicing this system of movements. And noticing that subtle movement of energy. So when you start to become aware of your energy body, it's really a sense of tuning in to a frequency that perhaps you're not used to, like a radio station that you don't know the tuning frequency, but you're just trying to find the tuning frequency. And you go, oh, Radio 4 always sounds very similar because it's mainly voices, or Radio 1, or if you're in a different country, whatever your different radio stations are. So that's what we're doing with the energy body. We have to build a sensitivity towards it to be able to tune into it. And it's also, sometimes it feels like, sometimes we're in a bit of a fog. If you imagine your physical body is a fog, it's shape of a fog. And when we push the energy out, it opens a space within this fog or mist. So think of it a little bit like that. Some of these things might help you to connect more fully. And this is just my experience. So your experience might be different. I'm just sharing it with you to help you to connect fully to these practices, which are hugely powerful. I found them incredibly helpful in my life as a yogi and an energy practitioner. Let's do another round. Focus on the top of the head. Notice what blocks that clarity, or just simply bring attention to the head. Take a breath in. Breathe in on top. Feel the energy leaving, bringing in a lovely white light of pure energy. And again, just noticing, being aware of that sense of stillness, silence and space. Just resting in it, the inner refuge. And we'll do one more round, focusing again at the crown of the head, double inhale. If you feel the energy quite fully and you need to encourage it to dissipate, then waft if you need to, even tap. Sometimes I feel a build up behind the head in the base of the skull. Just encouraging that release and then sitting still. You may find that the more you do this practice, the more powerful you feel the energy, and that you're sitting for some time after each Tsa Lung and observing the shifting of the energetic system. So this is called the sacred body in Tibetan yoga. Let the hands come back to the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as the hands come down into the heart space again on the exhalation, bow the head to the heart. And namaste.